All right, so we're just going to give it a couple minutes in case anyone is still needing to log on. I usually just wait a couple minutes. If you're here, please say hello. Please tell me who's here. I know Guru is here. Thank you. Eric's going to be my moderator for today. Let's see. Oh, he already is. Perfect. All right. Just going to give it a couple minutes. Just got your message, Eric. All right, so I'm gonna wait until about 12:05, about 12:03 right now to get started, just to give it a couple minutes. Since this will be posted later, perfect. A couple more people joining. Welcome. I know there's a little bit of a lag between my end and the receiving end, so we'll just give it a couple more minutes. I'll do 12:04. Thank you guys for joining me today for a midday power workout / flow yoga. I'm definitely going to do this to be a more core focused power providing practice today. So strength, balance, core. I might mix in a little more of workout / Pilates type of movements, things that I like and do in my own practice to get my own energy up. So 12:04. All right. We'll do one more minute. And if you could tell me how the sound is, Mr. Guru, please tell me how the sound is if you heard me. Perfect. All right, you guys. So let's get started. As mentioned, this is going to be probably a more upbeat type of flow. So if you have water, towel, anything, I don't know how sweaty I'm going to get. We'll see. Get your water. In the future, I'm going to be doing these weekly. So in the future, if I'm using props, I'll let you guys know if there's anything needed. We're just going to flow today, but you can always have a yoga block. In the future, I'll probably incorporate some of my favorite other workout / yoga props. In my own movement practice, I often use a stability ball, which is behind me, and a yoga wheel even, which is over here. I probably won't use them today. Sometimes a yoga strap as well, always useful as a yoga strap too. And if you are interested in purchasing any of those, I actually put a shop on my Linktree that has some of my essential items that I like to use in my own practices and movement workouts and such. And my Linktree should be on the description of this video, which is linktree / wanderingheartist. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I like to blend a little bit of the yoga practice also with, like I said, a little bit of functional fitness, Pilates, such So it's going to be a little bit of a hybrid of a practice today, you guys. Let's start with an energizing breath. So if you can, sitting in hero's pose, which is back like this. And if you want, of course, you can always stick a block underneath your hips, which is what I just did. And we're going to start with just moving some energy with our breath. So let's go ahead and begin by finding a nice long spine, rolling your shoulders back a couple times, taking a deep clearing breath. And we're going to begin a round of Kapalabhati when you're ready. So Kapalabhati breath is a passive inhale, active exhale through the nose. It looks and sounds like this. So go ahead and just keep going. I'm going to explain it while you're doing it. If you're not familiar, we're using our transverse abdominals. So those are the inner abdominals, the same muscles we use for laughing. About 5 more seconds. Exhale all the way out. Good. Squeeze your navel in and up. So pull the belly button in towards your spine, holding your breath out. Squeeze it in. You can bring your hands on your thighs if you want to. Just compressing all those organs. And then inhale. Take a nice full breath. Hold it in. Soften the shoulders. Sit up as tall as you can. Sip a little bit more breath into the body like you're sipping through a straw, but through your nose. Hold. Expand the lungs, the diaphragm. And then exhale, let's go ahead and bring the hands down on the ground. So some of you, that might be a stretch for your ankles. We're going to go the other way as well with the ankles, tucking the toes under. Let's open the arches of the feet, planting the toes underneath us like so, going ahead and sitting back on the heels and just opening up the arches, the ankles, again, all the muscles, tendons, bones, ligaments at the bottom of the feet there that actually run up the legs all the way up through the spine. Nice deep breaths, breathing in to the soles of the feet. For some of you, this might be nothing. For other of you, it might be torture. And especially if this is challenging, you need it, go ahead and take a couple more breaths. If you, of course, need to, you can always lift your hips and come back into it. But I encourage you to really stay and breathe for one more breath. Maybe exhale, lean back into it a little bit more. Good. Go ahead and bring your hands back to the ground, and we can tap our feet. Get the blood flowing in the feet and ankles, and then we'll go ahead and come to the tops of the toes, a little bit of a roll onto the tops of the feet. Some of you, again, maybe you can come up even into almost a full downward facing dog. If not, just go ahead and hover those feet maybe a couple inches off the ground, or knees rather. If you can, maybe roll through the toes a little. And then when you're ready, we're going to come straight into a downward facing dog. So go ahead and press the hips back, heels down, allow your head to hang freely, and let's paddle the legs. So go ahead, bend one knee and the other, pressing back through your heels one at a time, finding your breath. Now, as the movements increase, right, we're going to continue to stay with our breath, and I'll guide those breaths as we go. Find your way back to downward facing dog, pressing through both heels. Inhale, we're going to come forward to a plank position. So coming forward, shoulders over the palms, now keeping your tailbone tucked. Common problem here, people lift your butt. See if you can tuck the toe, or tuck the tailbone under, rather press back through the heels and forward through the top of the head. So just holding this position, we're already waking up our core, pressing away from the ground. Again, don't let the hips sag. Continue to breathe, wake up that center, and then again, press back for downward facing dog. Good. Find a little relief there, and then inhale again. Come forward to a plank position. Feel free to open those feet a little wider. So a little wider than hip width now. Now we're going to bring left hand to right shoulder, 3 points of contact. Lower the left hand, bring the right hand to the left shoulder. Now we're going to breathe. We're going to bring right hand down, left. So go ahead and switch your body weight from right hand to left. As you press away from the ground, we're just waking up our core, waking up the obliques a little bit. Good. Couple more seconds. Just keep going and breathing, keeping the core nice and tight. And then both hands back down to plank. Bring your feet back to hip width apart and press back again for downward facing dog. So downward facing dog is like a little rest pose. Of course, you can always come to your knees if you need to and find puppy. Otherwise, nice breath here. Inhale, back to plank. We're going to come into side plank. Go ahead and roll to the right. Stacking the ankles, the shoulders, and then maybe left hand comes to the sky. If you need, you can also place your left foot out in front of you or bring your right knee down to the ground as a modification. From here, we're going to bring left hand up and over the head. Lift your right hip further from the ground if you're stacking the ankles. Inhale the left hand up. Exhale the left hand down. Find plank. Roll to the left. Right hand up. Exhale the right hand up and over the head. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale the right hand down. One movement. Go ahead and lower down. Elbows hug the body. Inhale to cobra or an upward facing dog, maybe sticking with cobra. Just pulling the shoulders back, finding a nice long spine. Exhale, lower back down. Good. Tuck the toes under, lift up to plank or all fours, and press back to downward facing dog. Drawing back through the heels. Allow the head to hang freely, neck nice and soft. Again, we're going to come forward to a plank position. Good. And then lower to the right knee, everybody. Go ahead and swivel right foot back, swivel left foot back, coming back to a side plank. So coming back, this time, everyone right knee on the ground. Left hand comes to the sky. Now become lighter on your right hand if you can. You're going to lift the left foot, press out through the heel. So kicking your left heel back behind you, left hand over the head. Now, if you can, balancing on the right side of the mat, continue to breathe. Kick your left foot out in front of you. Kick it out in front and hold. If you can, hip height, don't let it hit the floor. Keep it up and then go ahead and kick it back behind you. Reach back with your left hand, catch your ankle, and go ahead and just open up. So roll the shoulder back, continue to breathe. Maybe you want to pull that heel in toward the body a little bit, get a nice big stretch in the front of that in the left thigh. Good, and then go ahead and release left foot, left hand to the sky. Breathe in. Good, from here, we're going to bring left hand back down to the ground, swivel that right foot back. So we're in this tabletop position with the left foot reaching. We're going to reach right hand forward. So left foot presses back, right hand is reaching. We'll take a breath in, and as we exhale, I want to bring elbow to the knee, round and curl. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Exhale, again, round and curl. Inhale, extend and lengthen. Exhale, round and curl. Last time, inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, right hand down, left foot down. Go ahead and step right foot to left. Find plank one more time. And then lift your hips and press back for downward facing dog. Again, finding a rest for a moment. Allow your face and neck to relax. Take a deep breath in. And exhale back. Go ahead and come forward, lower to the knees, and we're going to swivel to the left side of the mat this time. So like we just did on the right side, just want to make sure everyone's here. Good. Rolling to the left. Left foot flips behind you, right foot flips behind you. Everyone this time, right hand is going to come up toward the sky, eyes up. Right hand over the head. Become lighter on the left hand by lifting up with the core, extending the right heel out back behind you. Right hand is reaching over the head. From here, we're going to kick the right foot out in front of us. Hold it hip height if you can. Don't let the foot sag to the ground. If you can, keep it up. Keep extending and pulling the shoulders back. Breathe. And then we're going to kick that right foot all the way back behind us. From here, bend the right knee, catch the ankle, and pull the heel in a little bit. Maybe roll that right shoulder back. Maybe your eyes go up. Continue to breathe. We're going to release the foot. And remember, we're coming back to the tabletop position, but swiveling left foot back, right foot presses straight back behind us. And then bring the left hand forward. Take an inhale as you reach through the left fingers and the right heel. And then exhale, pull it in. Elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Kicking my ball. Exhale, round and curl. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl. And last time again, inhale, extend. Exhale, go ahead and lower the left hand, lower the right foot, find plank, inhale to plank, and this time exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, lower down. Upward facing dog or cobra, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Good, let's breathe. Finding a nice Ujjayi breath to settle. One more. Good. Go ahead and look between the hands, and we're going to come through to a seated position. So again, this is different than a regular yoga flow. This is more of a core power thing that I want to introduce. I really strongly believe that a strong core, strong center in our body is a secret to a fountain of youth. So the stronger we can keep our center, the better. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and bring the feet out in front of us. I was going to use the block, but I'm not going to use the block today. So we'll just go ahead and bring the hands forward, knees bent, feet hip width apart. Now, very important here, and I didn't break it down, but of course, we're going to pay attention to our bandhas. So we have these centers in the body, the floor, the base of the pelvis there. We have Uddiyana Bandha right here, our navel area drawing in and up, and we have Jalandhar Bandha. If you know this in yoga, we incorporate them here as well as we control our descent down toward the ground. So finding the control by drawing the navel in and up. As we breathe, exhale, navel to the spine, and we're going to slowly roll down onto our back without letting the shoulder blades touch. Don't let the shoulder blades touch. So we're going to stay here in this position, crunched kind of, tailbone slightly tucked, shoulder blades up off the ground. Good. So holding that position. Now this might be challenging enough just to hold, right? Nice breath in. And then exhale all the way down to the ground. From here, let's pull the knees into the body. Go ahead and roll a little right and left. I'm going to turn sideways for you guys. Every opportunity we can to slow down the breath, of course, do so. Good. From here, we're going to hold on to the right knee with both hands. Let the left leg come down, but don't let the foot touch the ground. So if you can, hover your left foot from the ground. Good. And then we're going to lift up and bring our nose toward the right knee. Shoulder blades are up off the ground, squeezing that knee into the body. Take a breath. Exhale, switch. Shoulder blades stay off the ground. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Again, inhale, exhale, switch. Right side, inhale, exhale, switch. Last time, we'll finish on the left. Shoulder blades up off the ground, really squeeze, and then lower down. Pull both knees into the body, laying back. You can roll a little if you'd like to, or just take a moment to rest, but not too long because we want to keep our heart rate up also. We're going to extend that left leg back down toward the ground, but again, not all the way down. We don't want that foot to touch. This time, we're going to extend that right foot up toward the sky. Now, depending on your hamstring flexibility, maybe you grab the thigh, maybe you grab the calf, maybe you grab the ankle, but we're going to lift again. So nose toward the knee if you can. Shoulder blades up off the ground, core is engaged. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Two more. Right side. Exhale, navel in, and exhale, left side. And then lower back down. Both knees back into the body again. Draw them in, roll a little if you'd like to. Breathe. From here, feet hip width apart, flat on the ground, parallel. So toes out in front of you, elbows in toward the body, palms facing down, shoulders draw down into the earth. From here, we're going to tuck the tailbone a little bit, and as you breathe in, exhale, sorry, you're going to lift the hips up toward the sky. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Feel the upper hamstrings engaged. So imagine you're squeezing a block or a ball between your knees as you press. And then we're going to do these a few times. So inhale, I want you to lower back down. Barely touch the ground. And then exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale. Exhale, press and squeeze. Again, inhale. And exhale, press and squeeze. Good. Now I want you to hold. If you need to, you can bring your feet a little closer together, heel toe them forward one another. Now it's super, we're holding. And just if you can, I'm going to talk for a moment here. The strength of our glutes and our lower back is so important in the health of our entire body. And a lot of people have weak glutes and lower back because we spend so much time sitting. So this is actually super, super good. Just holding. And then lower back down to the ground. Good. If you need to, again, you can pull the knees back into the body. I can't stress enough again about core strength being such an important part of the entire health and integrity of our body, especially the back. All right, coming back down to the ground, you guys. We're going to do the same thing. We're not going to continue to lift, but we're going to do a one-legged bridge. So hands down by your sides. You're going to press through the feet, lift the hips back up, holding bridge. Again, maybe your feet come a little closer together to stabilize, pressing through just the left foot. If you can manage, maybe just the right foot up like this. If you can, straighten the right leg. All right, so if you can, press through that left hip, straighten your right leg, lift it up and breathe. Now following me from here, if you'd like to, inhale, lower that leg halfway down. Exhale, lift it. Inhale, lower it. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. More important is your breathing. And exhale, lift. Now stay lifted, and if you can, press even more through that left foot, and then lower back down to the ground. Both knees back into the body again. Squeeze. Woo. Roll a little. We don't want to rest too much. Part of this is keeping, again, that heart rate up. Both feet down to the ground again, maybe a little closer than hip width apart, shoulder blades back. So a lot of times when we're stressed, right, we find the shoulders start to come forward. Be mindful of that through the practice. And if you can, notice your posture. Continue to draw the shoulders down and back. Think about the length through the entire spine, and we have the ground assisting us here. All right, so you guys got a little rest with my talking. Press into the feet hip width, or excuse me, a little closer than hip width apart maybe. Press through the right foot, ground through the right big toe. Feel the arch of your right foot engaged, lift your left foot. Again, first option is just lifting. That might be enough for you today. If you can, extend that foot to the sky. Pressing strong through the right foot, lower the leg halfway down. Inhale, exhale, lift it up. Keep that leg strong. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift it. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Two more. Exhale, lift. Strong leg. One more. And exhale, lift. Now press a little bit more through the right foot if you can. Lift your hip up a little higher. Press, press, press. And then lower both knees into the body. Go ahead and squeeze them in. Roll a little if you need to. Good. And we're going to take a little break, a little twist here. So go ahead and come back to center. We'll let the left leg come down, right knee in. You can bring the heel all the way to the ground this time. Hug that leg into the body. Now we'll bring right knee across the body to the left, right arm out to the right. However, if you'd like to, you can slide that left knee up underneath that right knee like so. And even if you want, you can bind right foot behind the left calf. Otherwise, just keep those knees crossed. If you'd like to, bring the knees to the left. Now, because I'm streaming this with the forward facing camera, I realize this might actually be opposite. So my right might be your left, vice versa. So whatever works for you guys, just I'm instructing you what I'm doing. The camera might be showing something else. So right knee or both knees to the left, right arm out to the right, just breathing into this whole side body, into the spine, into the hip, into the shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Nice long exhale. Go ahead and come back to center and cross the legs if you had them crossed. Draw them back into the body. Squeeze. And then we'll switch. Right foot comes down to the ground. Left knee draws in tightly. Shoulders pull down and back. And then we bring the left knee to the right. Left arm to the left. And if you want, I got a nice adjustment there. We're going to slide the right knee up underneath the left. And maybe that left foot comes behind the right calf if you can bind. Otherwise, just cross the knees. Or one leg at a time, that's totally fine too. So we're just finding this nice final twist on the left side, left arm out to the left. Nice long breaths, relaxing on the exhale. Again, you might get naturally, not forcing, a spinal adjustment in these twists. Finishing your exhale, nice deep exhale, and then we'll come back to center one more time, drawing the knees in, uncross the legs, squeeze them into the body. All right, now we're going to rock forward and back. So come back to center, grab your knees, bring them together, and we're going to do a little spinal massage here as you rock forward and back. Hopefully you have enough cushion under your spine so it doesn't hurt your spine as you roll forward and back. And then we're going to come up to a seated position, but let's see if we can do it with a balance without, sorry, I'm just coming back on my mat, without letting your feet touch. Can you come up and just hover the feet from the ground? Again, accessing and recruiting those transverse abdominals by doing this. So Feet are up off the ground. Go ahead and hold on to your calves. Pull your shoulders down if you can. You can hold on to your ankles too. We're going to lift into whatever variation of Navasana we can get into today. So maybe it's here, maybe we're here. All right, I'm just going to stick with keeping my knees bent for now. Okay, so wherever you are, if you're more flexible, legs up. If not here, cool. Arms forward, bring them parallel to the ground or parallel to your legs. Hold this position. Then we're going to come down to a half boat Ardha Navasana. Hold. We were kind of already here, right? Feet extended forward, shoulder blades up off the ground, core is engaged. Exhale back up. Good. Inhale down. Exhale back up. Now we're going to add an element here. Inhale down. I want you to bring your hands to your heart center. And then exhale over to the left side of your legs. Inhale down. Exhale right. Inhale down. Exhale left. Inhale down. Exhale right. Again, inhale down. Woo. Exhale left. Last time on the right. Inhale down. And exhale right. Good. Inhale down and then back to center. Pull the knees into the body. Good. Now from here, let's see if we can cross our right ankle over the left. All right. So I'm just facing you guys so you can see this. Some of you, you already brought your feet to the ground, but if you can, lift them up. Bring your hands down by your sides. Slide them forward a couple inches. And just as a challenge, I do this in my yoga classes a lot. See if you can lift your hips up off the ground without letting your feet touch. All right. So if you need them down, you can always put your heel down and lift your butt. Even that's hard, right? But if you can, lift your feet and lift your butt even if it's an inch off the ground. Lots of core there. Again, you can lower your heel and lift. All right. Now, if that's not for you, no worries, but let's try to do it on the other side. So go ahead and maybe right heel on the ground this time, hands on the ground. And again, lift just an inch or two, or lift the feet. And then as you exhale, lift everything and lower. Good. Let's bring the feet together because that was usually it lights up the hip flexors, so let's go ahead and open them up a little. Feet together, do a little relief of the hip flexors here in our Baddha Konasana, our butterfly pose. Knees open, shoulders pull back, sitting up tall. This is a nice pose to also, if you ever need to slide a rolled up blanket or towel underneath your hips to elevate you a little bit so those knees can be a little more open. And then from there, let's go ahead and start to bring the chest forward. Take a couple breaths here in this nice stretch, opening up the hips. Long, smooth breaths. So take the opportunity to slow down the breath since we've been working a little faster today. Finding some balance in the nervous system. Hope you guys are having fun. One more breath. Go ahead and slowly start to come back up. We'll pull the knees into the body and then separate the feet and knees hip width apart. All right. Hands are going to come behind our backs, fingertips facing forward. If you have really tight wrists or anything going on, you need to modify. You can bring the hands out a little bit, but preferably forward. So if you need to, rotate them out slightly. Feet hip width apart from here. We're going to lift the hips, press through the feet, lift the hips to the sky. Again, we're squeezing the glutes, tuck the tailbone, eyes can go up toward the ceiling. And then exhale, lower back down. Good. Now, we're going to do, what do you call them? Just repetition. So we'll take an inhale first, and then exhale, I want you to squeeze and press. Inhale down. Exhale, press. Kind of like bridge. Inhale down. Exhale, press. Squeeze. Now squeeze your glutes as you come up. Exhale, squeeze. Eyes can go to the ceiling or to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze like you're squeezing a block or a ball between your knees. And last time. And exhale, squeeze. Again, squeeze the glutes. Press even more through the feet. And then lower back down to the ground. Good. Again, we're going to draw the knees into the body if you can. Balance. Bring your feet up off the ground. And then bring your hands back behind you. And you're going to roll back into the hands a little bit. So you notice I'm lifting my knees into the body using my core. As I roll back, lifting the feet from the ground. Pulling the knees into my body. Good. Now you can do this by pointing your toes. We're going to go squeeze, press those legs up wherever you can get them, chest up, shoulders down, and lower. Okay? Squeeze the core and lower. Toes touching the ground. Just a moment. Squeeze and lower. Squeeze and lower. A couple more times. And lower. And last time. And lower. Good. Now hold. You're going to bring those feet straight out in front of you. Release your hands back to half boat. Holding and up. Good. Inhale. And up. Again, inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. Squeeze. And last one if you can. And exhale. Squeeze. Good. This time, let's go ahead and come to a plank position. Roll through. Bring your feet back to plank. We're going to stretch our hip flexors. Go ahead and find plank first. Exhale, we lower down. Oops, I'm kicking my ball. Lower down for Chaturanga Dandasana. Let me move this really quick. Inhale up to a cobra or an upward facing dog. Oh no, my ball's going to roll into my tripod. Upward facing dog or cobra. Now, when you come into your upward facing dog or cobra, that's where you're going to hold it and maybe stretch through the abdominals a little bit more. Preferably upward facing dog. So if you press into the tops of your feet, you're going to get a nice stretch all the way through the hip flexors. And then exhale, press back to downward facing dog. If you were in cobra, you can come down first, lift up, and then press back to your downward facing dog. Whew. Go ahead and paddle your legs out a little or stay steady and find your breath. I need to find my breath too. Pressing back through both heels. Very good, you guys. Now ground through your left foot and lift the right leg up toward the sky. So getting a little more stretch now through the hips. Open up the right hip. You can bend your right knee. Find a little three-legged downward facing dog. Maybe flipping that right foot back behind you a little bit more. If you want, you can even flip your dog. That's stepping the right foot back behind you. Reaching the right hand up and over the head if you want to do that. And if you did that, come back around nice and slow. Right hand to the ground, everyone. Right foot back to the sky. Now let's square the hips. Get that leg to come down halfway. Reach back through that right foot, and on your exhale, we're going to pull the right knee to the nose. So exhale, round and curl, right knee to the nose. More core, right? Right foot back and up in the air. Inhale. Right knee to the left tricep across the body. See if you can get it above the elbow. Right foot back and up in the air. Inhale. Exhale, right knee to right tricep above the elbow if you can, all the way up. Right foot back and up in the air again. Reach up. And then exhale. It's nice and slow. I want you to pull the right knee into the chest, toward the nose, and then look between your hands. And can you step it all the way up between your hands? Oof, I need to breathe. So right foot between the hands if it's not already there. Go ahead and heel toe it up. Get it all the way up between the hands. Lower down to your back knee. So TP the fingers alongside your right foot. Right foot is between the hands. Shoulders pull back with a long spine. So become aware of the tailbone and the top of the head. See if you can make that space nice and long. We'll take a breath in with the toes tucked under. So back toes are tucked. As you exhale, press through the left heel. So literally press it behind you, right? And then inhale, lower the knee to the ground. Tap it. Exhale, press. Just knee taps. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press. Inhale, lower. Pressing through the right big toe also. Exhale, press through that back heel. Now keep that back heel pressing, right? I want you to lift your hands, if you can, out to the side into airplane. So you're coming from here, pressing into the right foot and lifting your arms out to the side. Good. And then inhale, sweep them forward and up, coming up to a lunge. Straight from there. Good. Holding, shoulders pulling down, eyes forward, maybe slightly up, feeling a little more stretch in the upper back. And if you want, you can interlace your hands, press the hands to the sky, pull the shoulders down. Find a little more stretch, pressing through that left heel for one more breath. And then exhale, release your hands back down to the ground, framing the foot, right foot back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Back to upward facing dog or cobra, inhaling. Back to downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. Now left foot is going to lift up. We'll do the other side. Left foot to the sky. Take your time. We'll take a couple breaths to open up. Right hamstring, left hip, bend the left knee. Roll that foot around a little if you'd like, and maybe flip your dog. If you did it on the other side, with control, the left foot comes back behind you. The left hand reaches up and over the head, reaching it. Nice and slow, we come back around. Left hand comes back to the ground. Left foot comes back to the sky. And then left knee to right tricep across the body. Inhale, left foot to the sky. Exhale, left knee to the left tricep. That means above the elbow if you can. And then inhale, left foot to the sky one more time. Exhale, left knee to the nose. And if you can, keep that left shin lifted from the ground. Look forward and step it all the way up between the hands. And again, take your time bringing that foot all the way up. From here, TP the fingers, lower to the back knee. Keep the back toes tucked under, everybody. Take a deep breath in. When you're ready, exhale, press back through the heel. Press. Knee tap, inhale down. Exhale, press, shoulders pulling back, pressing through the left big toe, so keeping the left hip engaged. Inhale down. Woo. Exhale, press. And again, inhale down. And exhale, press back through the heel. Now press down into your left foot as well, and we're going to lift the hands up off the ground. Bring the arms into airplane. Keep the chest forward, and then inhale, sweep the hands forward and up. Reaching up. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Bring the eyes up a little bit more. Bring the chest up a little more if you'd like. Interlace your hands. Lift through the palms. Pull the shoulders down and back. Breathe. Get that nice big stretch. Press back through that right heel a little bit more. And then release. Hands to the ground. Left foot straight back to plank without dragging the foot. If you can, lift your foot and bring it back without dragging it. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Come up. Shoulders back, elbows in, eyes forward, and cobra always. Upward facing dog, we press through the tops of the feet, eyes up. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Whew. Breathe. Like I said, a little hybrid practice, not necessarily just yoga asana. Go ahead and find one more breath in your downward face. Good. When you're ready, come back to a seated position or come down to a seated position. Let me check my time here. How are we doing, everyone? Good. Coming down into a nice seated position. Let's go ahead and bring the left foot. I'm going to face you. Actually, no, I'll face forward. Left foot out to 45 degrees. So you can see if you're facing forward, left foot out to about 10 o'clock on a clock. Right knee out to the right, foot to the inner thigh. From here, grounding through both sits bones. Go ahead and bring your right hand to your right hip, left hand to your shin, and then flex your left foot. So left toe is up toward the sky. If you can hold on to the ankle or grab the big toe with your fingers, that's a nice option. Otherwise, just hold on to the shin. From here, I want you to roll that right shoulder back. So think about pulling a bow and arrow, right? You're pulling the right shoulder back. Right hand is on your hip. Eyes are up toward the sky. Shoulders are pulling down and back with a long spine. Now you can see why a yoga strap, I should have had mine to show you guys, pulling around that foot can sometimes be helpful for people who aren't that flexible. Head reaches over toward the foot as the eyes turn up toward the sky. So go ahead and just stretching through the right side body as you keep that right hip grounded. Eventually right hand up and over the head, reaching the fingertips up and over. Keep that shoulder soft. Bend your elbow if you need to. Maybe sometimes placing the hand to the back of the head is a nice option as well to get more opening in that right side for one more breath. A little bit of a rest here. And then we're going to come back up. Right hand comes to the sky. Right hand is going to come back behind us, about 8 inches behind us. Lift to that right knee, and then left hand is going to come up and over the head. Nice little stretch to that left side body for a moment. Little half back bend, and then slowly back down to the ground. Perfect. Facing forward, we're going to switch. Right foot out to the right to 45 degrees. Left foot to the inner thigh. Scoop the flesh from the sits bones. Right hand is grabbing, or holding rather, the shin, the ankle or the big toe. Left hand to the hip. So again, think about that bow and arrow, drawing the shoulder back. So you really want to lengthen and lift and not just fold like this, all right? So feel the integrity of the core. We've woken it up a lot, so you should really be connected to it now. As you lengthen, then you can come over. So grounding through that left hip, right toes are engaged rather. Left hand reaches up and over the head. And again, keeping that shoulder down. So if you need to, you can always bend the elbow, place the hand to the back of the head. You don't even need to come over that far. Maybe you're just reaching up and over, but again, focusing on the length and the integrity of the center body. So the core drawing in, ribs drawing in as we breathe, and lengthen to the right. One more breath. Good. And then we even use our core to come up here. So as we inhale, right, the left side body pulls us back up. So every movement we can engage the core. Then the left hand comes back behind us about 8 inches. We come up to that left knee, reach the right hand up and over the head. Get nice and long through that whole right side, hip flexor, right arm, reach. And back down to the ground. Good. Both legs forward this time, feet together. One of those options again where it's nice to have a rolled up towel or a blanket underneath your hips if you'd like. Go ahead and scoop the flesh from your sits bones. If you need, you can slide something underneath there. If you're really tight in your hamstrings, a yoga strap is also helpful here. I'll have it next practice so I can show you guys how to use it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Put it around the balls of your feet, not the arches, right? The top parts of your feet. All right, everybody. So from here, before we come forward though, before we go into our forward fold, I want you to bring your hands mid-thigh. So look at your knees, your knee and your hip. Mid-thigh is in between, right? Mid-thigh is where I want your hands to go, even if your knees are bent like this, right? So I can show you, even if you're tight in your hamstrings, you could do this. You're going to take a breath in. On your exhale, I want you to lift your hips up off the ground. That means you roll into your hands, lean forward, and lift your hips. Oh, yeah. And then lower back down. Take a breath in. Exhale again. Lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lean forward and lift. This time we're going to hold it. So I want you to lift your right foot if you can. Lift it, lower. Lift your left foot, hold, and lower, lower everything. Sorry, guys. Hands back behind you. All right, fingertips facing forward. We did this reverse table. We're doing it now with legs straight. If you need to, though, you can bend your knees if you need to modify. Otherwise, when you're ready, go ahead and press into the hands, press into your feet. We're going to lift the hips up toward the sky. So another hip press. As you press your hips up, so you can get the feet flat to the ground, and then maybe the head also looks up, or the eyes look up rather, the head goes back a little bit. Pressing through the palms, stretching the front body, strengthening the back body. One more breath and lower. Very good. Lower down to the ground. Very good. You guys draw those legs back into the body like we did before. Hands are back behind us. Feet are lifted. So we already did this, but we're going to do it again. So feet are lifted, and then floint or point the toes. Lift those legs. Inhale, lower. Exhale. Squeeze. Inhale, lower. Exhale, squeeze. Two more. And last one. And this time we're going to hold it. Squeeze wherever you can. Arms forward, holding your Navasana. Hold, hold, hold. This time we're not coming down. We're just holding. And then we're going to vinyasa for one more breath. And then bend your knees. Go ahead and bring your legs around or roll through, step or jump the feet back to plank and lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Stretch that front body again. Downward facing dog. Very nice. Beautiful, everybody. Let's go ahead and come back through to a seated position. What's my timing here? Good. Awesome. Back down to a seated position. Let's take a moment here with our legs crossed, knees out to the side. So right ankle is going to be in front of the left in this Sukhasana, which is an easy cross-legged position. Right ankle in front of the left to start. If you want to take it a little deeper, you're always welcome to bring the right foot to the left hip crease in a half lotus, but we didn't do a lot of hip openers, so I don't suggest it. We're going to go into a little twist though in a moment. So we're going to first bring right hand down to the ground, right hand down to the ground, out to the right. Left arm comes to the sky, reaching over the head, stretching through that left side body. So we just did this in another pose, but let's try it here. So again, lengthening is the intention here. So feeling it from that left hip all the way through the fingers, eyes up. Maybe you don't come over that far. If you're more open, of course, that elbow will bend. If not, just ground and lengthen. And then from here, we're going to go into some shoulder rolls. So if you did come over far, come up. Bring that left arm back behind you. Bend the elbow a little if you need to. And then we're going to move that arm around. So inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, bring it up, winding down a little bit. Exhale, bring it back. Open the chest. Now soften the neck. If you need to, you can change your gaze, maybe look down a little bit. Feel a nice opening in that shoulder. Nice deep breath in. Exhale back. Beautiful. Inhale, bring that left hand back up toward the sky. Let it pull you back up to center. Good. Left hand down. Let's switch. Left ankle in front of right this time. Left hand down, right hand to the sky. Go ahead and ground through that right hip. Reach the right hand up and over the head. And again, if you're not that open, maybe that left hand stays closer to the body and you work on just lifting navel in and up as you open. If you're more open, that left elbow can bend and we reach. Shoulders soft, eyes up. Of course, if it hurts your neck, you can look forward or down. And then we're going to come back up. Bring the left hand closer to the body. Shoulder circles or arm rolls. Reaching forward. Exhale back. With your breath, go slow. Pull the shoulder down and back. Bend your elbow if you need to. Be intuitive with this movement. You guys can feel where you're tight, where the breath needs to go. One more breath. One more circle. Good. Back up to center. Let the right arm pull you back up. Let the left arm pull you back up. Good. And then go ahead and lean back and go ahead and cross your right ankle over your left if you can and come back to a seated position. If that's not possible for you, of course, you can lower your knees or lower your hands, and do it right ankle back over the left. Hands up. And then when you're ready, arms out to the side. And we're going to just twist with our obliques. So use just your core, twist to the right, and then bring your left hand to the right knee, right hand back behind you, eyes over that right shoulder. Inhale, soften. Receive the breath, sit up tall, exhale, twist. Again, inhale, sit up tall, and exhale, twist. Look over the left shoulder. Come back to center, arms up, breathe in. Lean back, and if you can, switch, left ankle on top of right. Sit up, breathe in, exhale, open the arms. Switch to the left, or turn to the left, and left hand down, right hand to the left knee. Inhale, sit up. Exhale, twist. Looking over that left shoulder. Inhale, fill the belly. Receive the breath. Exhale, twist. And one more. Inhale, soften. Exhale, twist. Very nice, you guys. Look back forward or look over the right shoulder for a moment. Release. Inhale the arms back up. Interlace the hands above the head, cross the thumbs, pointers to the sky, and let's just lengthen from the sits bones all the way through the hands. Imagine someone's pulling your wrists up toward the sky, grounding through the hips as well. And then exhale slowly. Let's just bring our hands down to the center of our chest. Take a moment to just acknowledge the work that you have done today. And we're going to go ahead and lean back, uncross the legs, draw them into the body. Let's come down onto our back. We'll do a little more wind down on our back before we complete our practice today. Let me just check in with the time. Perfect, you guys. Okay, let's come down to the ground, pull the legs in, go ahead and roll a little right and left, getting that nice lower back massage. Shoulders down. Again, being mindful of how the shoulders like to creep up again, right? That is a sign of tension and unsafety, of guarding. And if you can, just every moment you have, mindful moment, bring those shoulders back. Strengthen the back body, reopen that front. Come back to center. We're going to go into another spinal twist. So we already did one. Let's do another left foot down, right knee in. Pull the right knee into the body, pull the shoulders down, and then we can go ahead and twist right knee across the body to the left. And again, if you feel like you want to combine the legs, that is always a nice option to get that nice right hip stretch. Right arm out to the right. Shoulder drawing down, breathing across the body from that right shoulder to the hip. Nice exhale. And then back to center, uncross the legs and switch. Left knee in, right leg down. First we squeeze. And then left across the body to the right, unless you want to bind, then both knees up, binding, or maybe a half almost bind. Left arm out to the left. Deep, long breaths. One more. Expanding the ribs, filling the diaphragm, and exhale, melting. Back to center, slowly both knees back in. Uncross them, squeeze those legs into the body. We're not totally done yet, you guys. I love me some core, so we're going to do a little bit more. We're going to go ahead and bring those legs up toward the sky for a little Supta Dandasana. So first, right, we just bring the feet straight up, and it is natural for you to hold on to the thighs, and that's okay if you're doing that. For now, flexing the feet or flointing the toes. So a flex is like so, and a floint is a point of the foot, but a flex of the toes. Also known as Barbie toes or yogi toes if you're not familiar. We spread those toes. This is actually healthy for the feet, right? So floint or flex or floint. Legs up, we're going to release the hands down. So even if your knees are bent, right, flex those feet, but try to get them straight eventually. Even if you're shaking, it's okay. All right, we're going to bring the hands behind the head. I want you to interlace your fingers, elbows out to the side, hands behind the head, cradling the head with the hands. Now, we're going to lower the legs halfway down. So start to bring those legs down in front of you. You're going to feel your core. You're going to start to shake, right? Feel your core engage as those legs lower. And as the core gets really engaged, I want you to lift the shoulder blades up off the ground. So you're holding this position. So the lower back is pressing down, the core is engaged, neck is soft, facial muscle soft. Hold. I am shaking too. We're just holding. Elbows wide, shoulder blades off. If you can, lift them up off the ground and hold. Squeeze your ankles together. Now I want you to squeeze them together. Squeeze the feet together. Flex or point the feet. And then lower. Woo. Draw the knees in. Squeeze them into the body. Long breath. Back down. Feet hip width apart. We'll return to our bridge one more time. Go ahead and roll to the left. This time, right hand reaches down and then roll to the right and left hand reaches down toward the heels. So we're almost, if not actually touching the heels with our fingers this time. Shoulders pull down and back, right? Shoulders back, down and back. Neck is long. So slight tuck of the chin, back of the neck is long. Go ahead and tuck the tailbone a little bit and then press through the feet. So lift your hips, coming into a proper bridge now. Hips up, feet hip width apart. And then we can clasp in and release the hands underneath the body like so. And then go ahead and wiggle those elbows underneath you. If you can, draw the knuckles down through your heels, toward your heels. Press your hips up. And let's breathe right into our solar plexus that we fired up today a lot. Solar plexus is that diaphragm area, that belly area. As you inhale, let it inflate like a balloon. As you exhale, let it empty. But long breaths. Inhale, inflate it like a balloon. Exhale, empty. Feel your breath. Inhale, inflate your belly. Woo. Exhale, empty. Moving lots of energy. One more breath in, inflate. Exhale. Unclasp your hands. Slowly lower back down to the ground. One vertebrae or one area of your back at a time. Upper, middle, and lower. Good. Let your knees drop together. Let your feet just come out wide on the mat or whatever you have today. And just feel the sensation of your body on the ground, the length of your spine, the assist of the earth, just naturally lengthening your spine, aligning your spine. Being grateful for gravity also assisting in this moment, just feeling the shoulders melting back into the earth, down into the ground. Feel your breath still flowing. Inhale into the belly. And a longer exhale out if possible. So just finding a moment of really a relaxation here, a full relaxation for just a moment. And then we're going to take it into one more pose here, one more active, engaged thing, asana. Go ahead and separate your knees. Again, walk your feet a little closer together. If you open them up, second bridge. So you're either going to do another bridge, which is the pose you just did, or Hands next to your ears, those of you who practice full wheel. Very, very powerful pose. We're coming into a full back bend if you'd like to do this. Now, if it's not a practice for you, I wouldn't say just go ahead, do it, but you can try it, absolutely. It is a little more challenging though if you've never done it. Having an assist is helpful. If you want to try it, hands next to your ears, fingertips facing your toes. You can come up to the top of your head first, otherwise you're just going to stick with the bridge, right, which is the pose you just did. If you want, you can come to the top of the head first, and then eventually you come straight up into your back bend. I'm going to see if I can face you guys while I do that. So again, top of the head, and then press straight up, and eventually you come into straighter arms, right? So instead of bringing your weight back toward your feet, if you can, your chest goes forward and we breathe here. Maybe you walk those feet back. Sometimes people like to come to the toes, but eventually, if you can, bring your heels down, keep your toes straight forward. Breathe into this. Breathe. And to come down, we slowly tuck the chin and lower. Good. And then draw the knees into the body. Pull them in. So even if you did a bridge, go ahead, pull those legs in. Very nice, everybody. If you want, let's go into a quick little frog pose, reclining frog pose. Knees out to the side like so. You just open up those knees, stretch the groin. You can roll the ankles. Get all the energy out through the ankles. I'm getting lots of clicking and popping. Right, all those muscle tendons and everything that keep us standing all day long. And then bring those legs back together one more time. All right, bring the feet down to the ground. Walk those feet out wide. I want you to walk them out wide, wider than the width of the mat. We're going to tick-tock our legs. So go ahead and just start bringing one knee down toward the ground and then switching, and then maybe holding that for a couple breaths on each side. So as you bring one knee down toward the center of the mat, actually breathe into it. Feel your hip flexor, your quad, right? All those muscles there that are usually holding a lot of tension. The psoas goes all the way up here into this insertion point into the belly, comes up, even up toward the rib there. So feel that whole muscle there and breathe into it. When you want to go a little deeper, if you'd like to, you can take the opposite foot and hook it onto the opposite thigh, like so, and assist that stretch on each side. Just an option. Keep breathing, very important. Especially as we wind down. We did a lot of sympathetic nervous system stimulation today, and then we want to come back into our nice restful space. We're going to bring the feet together, knees out to the side for Supta Baddha Konasana before we come into a little relaxation, just preparing the body. Feet together, knees out wide. Let the shoulders pull back. Go ahead and press gently to the back of the head. Pull the shoulders back. Turn your palms to face up. You can even have your arms out to the side. You could have them up over the head. Maybe your hands are interlaced, whatever feels good for you here. Just let your body kind of melt. And we'll take a few, maybe 3 super long breaths in and out. Feel the rise and fall of your belly as you breathe, not just your chest. Really stimulating the vagus nerve. There's so much medical and science now evidence that the vagus nerve runs so much of our health, governs so much of our health because it's our whole nervous system. And nervous system health governs full body health. When you're ready, you can draw the knees back together. If you feel like you need to draw them back into the body or do any other movements, you're welcome to. And then go ahead when you're ready. Just bring your legs down to the ground. Bring your arms down by your side. Scoop the shoulder blades down underneath you again. And we'll just find a minute of stillness. If you can, just allow your body to be completely still. There'll be all kinds of things that your mind will tell you that you need to engage in or whatever. But just see if you can let it go with that exhale. So if you need to, again, take a nice deep breath in, exhale out of the mouth, open your jaw, relax the tongue, keep your teeth parted. You can close your eyes. Allow your breath to be soft and natural. And just for a minute, keep the body still. Go ahead and take a long, full breath back into the belly, nice and slow. Find the top of your breath and then exhale, let that breath out really long and slow, even longer and slower than the inhale. Good, and then begin wiggling your fingers and toes again. Deepen the breath, roll the ankles, roll the wrists, stretch the hands up over the head, stretch the whole body, feet away from the hands. Draw the knees back in, squeeze them into the body, roll a little right and left if you need to. And then you can roll to one side and gently press yourself up. Maybe you want to pause for a moment. Maybe you want to take an extra breath and then gently press yourself back up to a seated position. Who do I have with me still? Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today for this beautiful midday power punch. I hope it brings some energy into the rest of your day. And like I have mentioned in my private groups, I am planning to do this weekly. And if you'd like to donate to the practice, I'm doing them right now by donation. I might turn them into private classes in the future. But if you'd like to donate and support these classes to continue, I would really appreciate it. My information is here on the description. Otherwise, you can Venmo me at Jessica Ohm. That's JESSICAOM as in Mary, or Cash App, the same, Jessica O M as in Mary. I have my other links on there as well, my Wandering Heartist linktree/Wandering Heartist. And just a little memo also for those of you guys who don't know right now or aren't aware. My social media accounts, my main Instagram account, Wandering Heartist, and all of my Facebook accounts have been wrongly suspended by Meta. So they're shut down, disabled, and I have no way to contact a huge amount of my network, which is very unfortunate. Apparently, it seems to be a common issue that's happening recently. I'm trying to get it resolved, but I don't know what else to do. It's been kind of a big thing actually, because I run a lot of my work through my social networks and social media. So if anyone has any uh, advice on that as well, I'm all ears. Otherwise, I'll be here probably next week as well, either Tuesday or Thursday. I will post the link in my link tree, which again is in the description here. Otherwise, you can subscribe to this channel, and I believe you will get a notification of when I do this again, when I schedule another live class. If you're in the South Florida area, I teach weekly classes in Delray Beach, Florida. So, of course, feel free to come and join me. Those are donation-based classes, community classes actually on the beach. And I also hold monthly events in the area in South Florida as well as workshops and all that jazz. Thank you guys again for joining me. And if you ever want to connect, of course, feel free. I gave you all my links and hope to see you next week or on the sand if you're from my Sunset Beach Yoga community. Thanks for watching.